got some of it cleaned up. I got those 3 brackets cut off and parts of these brackets, but you know, a lot of people don't show you, but whenever you work on something like this, like right now I'm using a Sawzall. Okay, use a Sawzall, it cuts through those brackets pretty easy, but guess what? Blades get hot, they get warped, they get broke. So I just broke 3 blades. That's all I had. And then once I'm done, I have to get the grinder out and take down the excess. So, you know, you see a lot of people on YouTube, they do this type of work, but they don't show you all the materials they go through, blades and grinding wheels and flap disc and things such as that. So just keep in mind, if you're going to do work like this, have plenty of those parts laying around. I thought I had plenty, but I haven't checked my supply in a while, and I haven't. All right, so we got the brackets cleaned off and grinded down on the tubes to get everything nice and smooth. I've talked to the guy at the fab shop. I'll be bringing him the rear end. All right, so I just got back from the fab shop, picked up the rear end. Here it is. I went to M&M chassis shop in Moselle, and they took 3 inches out of it. The forums say 2 7/8, but this guy says he's done hundreds of these rear ends. He said 3 inches is just fine. He said there's enough play in it that it's all right. I measured from flange to here, and it's right at 17 on one and maybe like 17 and a 16th on the other, something like that. Anyways, I brought it to him without the brackets on there. He removed the center chunk. He said he had to remove the bearings and seals. That's fine. We got some new ones right here. We also ordered some new brake shoes for the e-brakes. They'll be in sometime today. We have an axle on the way. We have rotors on the way. We got stuff to clean up this housing. We got paint for it. All right, so we took the rear end of the car wash, because that's about the closest thing to a pressure washer we could get. Scraped off some of the junk. Put some of this generic purple cleaner on it. Got some scrub brushes. Gonna scrub it down really good. Get all the dirt and all the grime off. It's gonna take forever. That's okay though, because we can't paint over dirt and grime. All right, so I got the rear end cleaned up a little bit, degreased, got a lot of the surface rust off, but there's still some on there that the wire wheel won't take off. Anyways, bearings, we have bearings here. It was kind of interesting. I went to O'Reilly's and got 2 same part number national bearings, but guess what? One is a national. Anyways, we're not focusing too well here. 6408. The other one's a Koyo. It says USA on it. One was in the bag, one wasn't, but they're identical size, identical diameter. The only thing is you can see the shoulder has a little bit different radius right here, but that's it. Not too worried about it. Got some seals. I'm gonna tap them in real quick. All right, so that took me maybe about 3 minutes, not too long. I got the seal in. It's past, it's not flush. Maybe I wasn't supposed to go that deep, but it doesn't interfere with the bearing. It still rolls just fine. That one, I had to tap on it a little bit more. There's a lip, and it seemed like this one tapped into it pretty easily. The other side took a little bit more effort. All right, so I went and got my axle assembly from O'Reilly's, which was $190, where I paid just like $108 for the entire rear end. But I really didn't want to drive 3 hours round trip to go get a used axle, so I kind of just bit the bullet and bought a axle. So I don't know if it's a reman, like a refurb, or if it's a fresh. Hopefully it's fresh for that price. Come with a box. I think it's got studs or something in it. I was told it didn't come with anything like that. Oh, look at that. So we got an axle seal, a bearing, studs. Check it out, and lug nuts too. Well, I've already bought nuts, and I've already bought studs, and I've already bought a bearing and a seal. So this is all spare parts in case something happens, I guess. All right, so we're gonna be a little bit smarter about this. We put this through the center. We're actually gonna press on this socket, which is for my impact. So we're gonna place it over the stud, actually press the housing down against the stud. We'll see if this works. All right, so I got them all pressed in. Looks pretty good. It's nice having a press around the house. It don't get used a lot, but it does come in handy when you need to use it. I would rather use a press than put on a nut and try to pull it through, because then you perform stress upon the stud.